Someone ass getting laid tonight. Welcome back to the Hateful Geeks. I am one of your many hosts, Phil.
And this is Sweeney.
I'm Andy.
And this is Tim.
And this week we are talking about funny books.
What was that, like a kung fu book?
This is spirit figures.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, jazz hands?
You had to explain for our listeners what you're doing with your fingers.
Funny books.
He's doing jazz hands.
Do not touch them.
Part 2
Don't do that.
of Andy and company's adventures into comic books. We're going to be having we're having a little round table tonight, see what everyone is currently, what titles everyone's reaching. A couple days ago, a friend from mine reached out to me in Columbus and said he wants to introduce his 3-year-old into comic books. So I sent him by World's Greatest Comics.
Shout out.
And our friend Keith was there, who actually assisted him, and he picked up some good titles. So in the spirit of getting people who are trying to find their footing in comic books, we will be discussing what we're currently reading. So part 2 of comic books with the geeks. Go.
And go.
All right. I will start it off because I know I am behind, and I will explain as to why. So I read Metal. The reason why.
You have to say it like better.
Metal!
Well, yeah. Before you get into why you're 3 months behind on this miniseries, why don't you explain to our listeners what Metal was and is? And
so Metal was a story in the DC universe of there are 52 universes, hence the new 52. There are 52 universes in the DC universe. And they find that there is one more in the dark universe. And every manifestation of their fears are there, and they are coming to take our planet.
I read it differently. I read that there are 52 dark universes. Each dark Batman's from a different universe. They're not all the same universe.
It's sort of like the negative of the new 52.
So they flip the multiverse map over.
Right.
Yeah, so there's each
wait,
that dark universe.
Does that mean there's 104?
Technically, think of it like yin and yang. Like there's all the positive 52 universes that thrive and continue to go on, but there's also the dark 52, which all ended. They all got destroyed had some cataclysmic event where all the universes just fucking ended.
So they're Pink Floyd in it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No,
I don't get that reference, Sweeney, and I get a lot of references.
I think he was trying to reference the Dark Side of the Moon.
That was it. It was just a bad reference. It's fine.
Yeah, it was. Continue. Fucking terrible shit.
This was just like a short story arc, 6 issues, and it was done. And it was released monthly, so once a month. I don't like to be done in that short amount of time and then wait a month to continue the story. So I wait until all 6 are out, and then I read it.
So you are a prime example of what is wrong with today's youth, which is funny because you're older than everyone here. You need instant gratification.
Youth.
Would you rather watch a TV show weekly, or would you rather it be on Netflix the entire series and binge watch it?
Honestly, I've had success with both. When it comes to like something like Stranger Things, I want to binge that because I got to have my Stranger Things.
But
I would rather, I will watch Game of Thrones weekly. I would rather binge it. So
some shows are better weekly. Like I want something to look forward to, and I don't want it to be gone, and then I'm like waiting 6 months with nothing in between.
Right.
It varies.
Yeah. I'm on both sides of that fence. I honestly like you said, Game of Thrones. I actually truly enjoy ending the episode and be like, I can't fucking wait. I want to see what's going on. It's that whole build up kind of thing.
I don't know. Like I guess I do both because like even with Metal, because there was months in between like 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I read 1 through 5 as it came out, but when 6 came out, I just grabbed 1 through 5 and just read it all that way.
Comics are different for me than television shows. I mean, so I don't really think it's a fair comparison because I have like 50 titles I'm reading. So I'm going to have something to like tide me over while I wait for that next monthly issue.
Yeah.
But with television, like there's a set amount and then it's gone for a year. So I want my TV spread out
with comics though, they'll tell us that it's a monthly series, and then like you said, they might go, oh, there's some printing issues, oh, we're not ready for, so it might go 2-3 months in between.
I do think there was a printing issue with the 6th issue.
So then when 6 comes out, I'm like, what the, I don't even remember what I read on 5, so now I got to go back and read it. No, I can just sit there and read 1 through 6 in one sitting, and I'm done.
But like I can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but then we can't talk to you about it before you read all of it.
That's my problem when you do this shit. Is I can't like talk to you like, holy shit, did you see that issue, or did you talk about? I'm waiting, and not only did you wait, but you waited till 3 months after it was fucking done. Like you do understand that metal's been done since like the beginning of this.
No, like I'm like we talked about before. We started. Like Marvel and DC stuff I can read monthly and not really have an issue. Image stuff like Saga, Southern Bastards, Paper Girls, I read in trade. So there is like a 6-month gap in between. But for some reason it is sometimes better for me to like get it all and internalize it, remember it if I'm reading in bulk.
See, I read Blackest Night in trade. And I think I liked it better that way because it was I couldn't put it down.
No, I was reading that. Boom. I read that as it came out.
Well, I mean that's fine, but you have a choice when you're either a trade reader or a monthly reader. If you choose to be a trade reader, you're going to constantly be 6 months behind everybody else,
and that's fine. And when you and I were discussing, and you're like, "Oh, in Metal, and this happened," I don't know why. I don't care about comic spoilers.
All right, well. I kind of do. Like when it came, like when Invincible was like on its last, like when it was basically saying like 12 countdown, like it was done, like we're coming to a finish. I was reading that shit the second it came out, and anyone who even remotely tried to spoil that book for me was gonna fucking get Kalima, like Shakti Day Kalima.
I did that for Why the Last Man, and it was on the top of my reading pile, and someone spoiled it anyway.
I think you mentioned that several episodes ago. Yeah, and
you get a lot of stuff spoiled for you.
Yeah, you got to stay off the fucking Reddit.
Well, I mean, I was working at a comic book store at the time, so that's a fucking given. Which is why I read Blackest Night like as soon as it came out because I will karate chop the taint of someone who spoils it for me.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I
go
on Wednesdays, I get my books, I go back to work, I get home, I pick up my son, then I go home, and then I do stuff with him, and then I eat, and then he gets picked up, and then by the time it's 7,
there's a bus route.
You can hike it.
Yeah, just do the when I was your age.
I liked Metal. I was also.
Oh, we're back again.
And we're back.
I know. Heaven forbids I steer us back on track.
Can you once again, like, can you please? I don't think you've actually given like.
Well, we're getting there.
About Metal.
We are getting there.
Talk.
Get it there now. Go.
And when you say metal, say metal. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you have to raise the high pitch
metal. No, because as much as you wanted it to be about metal, yes, it was about literal metals.
Oh, like rocks,
like the elementals, some metal,
like new elements that are introduced to the DC universe via other worlds and universes.
And was one metal. Of them literally called Batonium?
Batmantium.
Batmantium? I'm the biggest Batman homer on the planet, and when I read that, I went, "Oh, really?"
It's like so heavy you can't lift it.
Was there a Supermantium as well?
No, there is no Supermantium because Superman wouldn't do something stupid like that.
Flashmium.
So
it's Flashium.
So when Batman gets Omega beamed back through time,
oh Lord,
there is the Overlord of the Dark Universe, and his name
Barbados.
like the island.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Actually, Barbados is an old biblical name for a demon. Please continue.
I actually did not know that.
Are you going to keep butting in and talking every single sentence I say?
If you keep saying stupid shit like the fucking islands,
is it an island? Is Barbados an island or not?
Also, when you said Pirates of the Caribbean, it's Barbosa.
I know, I did that.
Oh, okay. I know. I was looking at you when I said
I was teasing.
Trying to help you, sir. Not saying.
Okay, the demon.
So when Bruce gets shot through time
in Final Crisis.
Yeah, Barbados notices this. He sees him and he was like, all right, there. That's I'm going to go after him.
It's a hard on for Bruce Wayne.
This is what I'm going after. So he sends his Dark Knights to Earth, and you get the Batman Who Laughs.
The only one that matters.
The Drowned. You get the Devastator. You get the Killing Machine. No, Murder Machine.
Same fucking difference.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all Batman versions of the JLA
Yeah, there's
members.
like a Wonder Woman version. There's an Aquaman version. There's the Red Death,
but
which
it's
is
not
the
really
Flash
Wonder Woman.
version.
He takes the helmet of Ares.
Yeah.
But it's a Batman, evil Batman.
It has the Wonder Woman logo on the chest.
It's somewhat related.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ares.
Yeah.
So the Batman Who Laughs was a Batman who ate a face full of Joker gas and then went straight Joker on everyone. The Devastator was Batman who purposely injects himself with a Doomsday virus,
and also
to kill an evil Superman.
Yeah, and also with the Batman Who Laughs has two demon Robins named
Three of them.
Yeah, I know two of them are Crow and Bar, which was hysterical
because they just keep saying Crow.
Yeah,
they're like Crow, 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 and then he's like Bar.
Yeah, which Jesus Christ was so good.
So the Batman Who Laughs, he's pretty much the saving grace out of all of them, because the rest of them in this entire story pretty much do absolutely nothing. Devastator, the one that was the injected with the Doomsday virus, he puts on a pretty good show with just brute force, maybe all of 2 times.
Red Death is pretty cool though, evil Batman who somehow absorbs the Flash, and there's a Flash inside of his mind. They're sharing a body. But it's Batman with Flash's powers, and he's uses it in the most fucked up ways.
So possible. They firestormed it.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I mean, that's probably a good, that's a good way to describe that. The female Bruce Wayne, who's the Drowned, who injects herself with DNA from the what do they call it, the trench?
Yes.
She becomes an Aquaman Bruce Wayne. It's so fucking weird. And the Cyborg killer, the Murder Machine, Cyborg Batman. And that's my least favorite, because I don't even like regular Cyborg.
I don't think he did anything in the entire 6-book run that I read. I know he has his own standalone. Maybe he does something cool in that.
Well, they all had standalone issues that tell their origins, essentially.
Yeah,
and that's all the standalone, and some of them are really good, but that's all that they do, except Batman Who Laughs.
I think Devastator was probably my favorite story-wise, only because I'm a Superman fan. But the Red Death one, the art is really interesting for the Red Death, and I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, I was going to say the Batman Who Laughs and the Devastator, I think, were my favorites.
Yeah. The Batman Who Laughs is by far the fan favorite, and I've noticed, it's the value of any story. His first appearance was in, the Teen Titans 12 tie-in that came out.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, in Metal 2. Those have kind of shot up there. A lot of really good appearances. Obviously, you have the entire stories being told from Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Yeah. They kind of reintroduced Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter's in there. Black Adam. Plastic Man.
Yeah.
Who is in the shape of an egg throughout almost the entire thing, just because he's afraid that he'll be used. He's like, oh no, I'm too powerful. You're Plastic Man, dude.
Who are you wearing tonight? Plastic Man.
Yes. Well, yes.
Saw that.
Tell it to Sue Dibney.
So they are looking for the nth metal. Nth. The 9th.
Nth.
Yeah, but
I think they're looking for the metal beyond that, because they already have nth metal.
Well, they're looking for the remnants of what is left of the nth metal, which Hawkman's mace is made of it. They go to, and I'm terrible, you know this with planet names and everything.
Thanagar?
Yeah, they go there to get it, and some dude there's like, I ate it. He ate the metal. He absorbed it all. Okay. Way to go, asshole.
I like how you had to stutter into that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if he ate it or absorbed it or something. He did something stupid. Like
I
I
think
literally
you're-
just read it and I already forgot what he did with it.
Yeah, I think you're kind of hitting on one of the big positives and negatives of metal. Like the cool thing is like, yeah, awesome. There's a whole bunch of evil Batman who are out to like destroy all of reality because fuck reality. They're a bunch of nihilistic assholes. Cool. It's Batman.
Yeah.
It gave me another reason to hate Batman. Like, see what happens when he goes bad? Fuck Batman. But then you also have the fact that there's like this really convoluted.
It was convoluted and
Terrible plot
very, very anticlimactic. Pretty much in the Dark universe, in the Dark Forge, so Batman gets sent there, Superman goes to help him, and they're just getting sucked down. They're getting sucked into this forge. They're going into the darkness, and they're like, it reminded me of the end of Toy Story 3, where all the toys just hold their hands and accept their fate. Bruce and Clark are like, I don't know where we're going, but we're going together. You're my brother. Let's go, buddy. And they get down
Thanks,
there.
best pal.
And then you turn the page and they come up and they're in this glimmering white, pretty badass looking like medieval armor. And they're like, we found the 10th metal.
So the Gandalf
Well,
did.
I mean, like,
And then Batman makes batarangs out of it and hits all the other Justice League members with it. And now they're covered in badass 10th metal armor.
It's pretty kids. Dude. They look pretty
I love
badass.
comic books and I'm like, what the fuck am I reading?
They all became White Ranger. Fuck off, dude. That's
They were
with it.
Hal Jordan in it looked like a White Lantern.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your problem? Like, don't you, I thought you liked Kyle Rayner, White Lantern.
I do like Kyle Rayner.
So shut the fuck up. Stop liking something one minute and then choosing a reason to
No,
hate
it
it.
just
Stop that.
the fact that they're like 5 issues. They're like, we need to find the remnants of this nth metal. Nth metal. This is what we need. We need this. We need this. Oh,
to be
we
fair,
found the 10th metal. We got one more better.
To be fair, have you read any comic book crossover? Like 90% of them are anticlimactic.
They are. They are.
Especially the Sentry.
But
Ooh, that's
Oh,
not a
World War Hulk?
crossover.
Yeah, fuck that.
but metal was getting a lot of hype, a lot of so you know.
no,
and
I
I
get
did
it.
go in barely
Get it.
unspoiled, so I was like, all right, yeah, this is getting really hyped up. I want to read, and I got done reading. I was like, it wasn't bad.
But
I mean,
the entire point of it was just to introduce that they were going to like. It was literally just the lead into them building the Hall of Justice and then cracking the source wall.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was like, hey guys, look, a bunch of evil Batman. Here you go, fanboys.
Yeah,
Yay!
I mean, it did. It ended
plot,
with it
what's
saying,
that?
"Catch us in Justice League, no justice."
Yeah.
You just did an entire storyline to advertise another storyline. You motherfucker!
And
And you know how
bought
they did it? They did it by sucking you in with Batman fanboy shit.
I
Here's
mean-
a bunch of evil Batman.
I mean,
Now
at
watch-
least Greg Capullo's art is pretty.
It is. It was.
like Greg
it
Capullo's
was
art.
very.
His art fits Batman very well.
It was
shiny.
visually
Ooh, shiny.
amazing.
Ooh, yes. Ooh,
I mean,
he's candy.
I thought metal looked good. Yeah, it looked amazing.
It did.
I thought it was cool the way they introduced these evil Batmen, but the plot to get there was fucking ridiculous. Anything that involves Hawkman or Hawkgirl and their resurrection and their reincarnation shit, I fall. I'm like,
Even Blackest Night.
I mean, they're not in Blackest Night a whole lot.
Yeah, that's a
So
small.
that was my point. they die right away.
The only time that they're really
yeah,
mentioned
they
is
do, yeah.
talking about the star sapphires.
Yeah.
It's like their love fuels the star sapphire
Yeah.
battery.
And then they die in the beginning and then come back to life at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Like that shit bores me. So when you're talking about nth metal and Thanagar and anything that involves the Hawk people, I'm like, all right, can we move along, please?
Yeah.
I literally was like, skip. Hey, look, an evil Batman. Cool. Skip. Hey, look, an evil
That's
another
where I
evil
was.
Batman.
The only time that I was like, okay, now you've done something cool with Hawkman. He ends up becoming the dragon, like demon lord for Barbados.
Like I wish they would have done more with the dreaming.
yeah, that weird
Like
dream character guy
'cause
that's
he-
just like,
well,
I'm going to
from
give you
Sandman.
the most powerful weapon ever.
Well,
A story.
yeah. Well, he's also
Fuck off.
from Sandman.
Yeah, dude, that's Neil Gaiman's like
Yeah.
fucking like all over you. Like,
Like,
are you not a Sandman fan?
No,
You know,
I'm not.
Neil Gaiman. Ooh, to all of our goth listeners out there, I'm gonna give you Andy's address after the episode.
no, I like Neil Gaiman. I like American Gods. I just was never a big Sandman fan.
Mr. Sandman.
It's okay.
I mean,
I liked.
I mean, it took me a while to get into Sandman too. Like I had to struggle through volume 1 the
I
first
didn't
time I
hate
read it.
myself enough to get into that shit either. So
Throwing me under the bus, and you're like, I'm right there with you, dude.
We're going together.
I still know about it though. Like it's not my point is that while metal had its things, it was fluff. It was fucking fluff. It led into what I think is No Justice done.
No Justice was a weekly series in May, and then it led into now they restarted Justice League at number one.
Yeah.
They've got Justice League Dark, and then whatever the hell Justice League Odyssey is going to be.
So yeah, like they stopped all the big celestial monsters coming out of the fucking source wall. They were like represented like aspects of reality, like wonder, power, and who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
DC was really good, and then they suffer on crossovers. Whereas like Marvel's the opposite, where their crossovers are pretty decent, except for Civil War 2 and World War Hulk. And holy shit, there isn't a good crossover, is there?
No, I mean
They're
Secret Wars. I enjoyed Secret Wars.
Yeah.
The Hickman one where like Doom is God Doom.
Oh God, yes,
I enjoyed that one.
Awesome.
But that's the only one. That's the only one in the last like 10 years that I enjoyed.
I liked Infinite Crisis with Superboy Prime as the
Oh
villain.
well, yeah. I was thinking of Marvel. I enjoyed Forever Evil.
I'm just talking about crossovers in general.
I was just thinking of Marvel. I enjoyed Forever Evil.
Is Infamous Iron Man considered a crossover?
I wouldn't consider it because it's its own series.
That was his own.
Yeah.
It was just very short lived. It was 12 issues?
Yeah, not very long.
Yeah. Before they did the whole reboot, that then they've rebooted since.
And now Tony is back and he has his own book called Tony Stark.
Iron Man. I'm trying to think of another one. I feel like I enjoyed another one and I can't think of what it was. I enjoyed Siege. Just because it was what it said it was going to be. When Norman Osborn attacks Asgard, and they're just like, no, it's just one giant fight, and it's 5 issues of a giant fight. Sweet, okay, cool, count me in.
I hate Norman Osborn. Anyway, but yeah, no, I'm glad you finally finished Metal. But I mean, was it worth the wait? Was it worth you waiting to make?
No, and I think that's because I did. I just mentioned like it did get a lot of hype. It got a lot of like it was getting praised, and I think more visually than substance.
Yeah, I mean, it started strong. Like that first issue was really good, and then it just kind of went.
So it's kind of like Spawn.
There was
really
a couple
good to
cool,
look at, but
there was cool moments towards the end, like where Wonder Woman used her lasso. Or she didn't use her lasso at first. That's later. She gets Hawkman's mace and just bashes people in the face with it. And she's like, I could get used to this. And then there is a scene later on where she has her lasso tied to it and she's flying down a mountainside and spinning it and just, hell yeah. And then Black Adam just puts a lightning bolt right through Dr. Fate's face.
Probably.
Yeah.
But you're missing the best part, and fuck it, like it's 3 months old, Andy.
Yeah.
But the spoiler at the end of how Batman beats the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh yes. So I think I was telling you, he shows up, the Batman Who Laughs, and I don't know the name of it's like the counterpart of the Anti-Monitor that he has in the Batcave.
That's just a monitor.
Yeah. And he wants to put the brain of the Anti-Monitor in him. And he was like, when that happens, and with me here, everything's just going to go dark. So Batman shows up and he's like, you call this a Batcave? And they start beating the shit out of each other. And he's like, I'm Bruce Wayne, you're Bruce Wayne. I know everything you're going to do. And then he's beating him down and he pulls out a gun. He's like, this is the gun that was used that killed our parents, and I'm going to use it to kill you. And Batman's just like, pull the trigger already. And he was like, I'm glad you're accepting your fate. He's like, I wasn't talking to you. Batman Who Laughs gets shot, and it's the Joker. And the Joker's like, you knew everything he would do, but you never thought he would team up with me. So they sit there and beat him down, and Batman's like, don't tell anyone about this.
He literally says, don't you ever tell anyone we did this. And he and Joker just beat the shit out of him.
Just fucking Papa Batman.
Yeah.
He's like, are you kidding me? I'm going to tell everybody.
We kind of mentioned that his minions are named Crow and Bar, like Crowbar in there. I don't know if you guys, you didn't get previews yet today, did you? shit, I'll just say it.
Stuff that comes out in 3 months. It's fine.
Previews today is released for books that will be out in October, and I believe it will be issue 26 of Red Hood and the Outlaws, and they are kind of changing the way Red Hood looks and his weapon set. And one of his weapons is a crowbar.
Sure.
That's ironic.
Makes perfect sense.
We were kind of talking about it like when he's going through his arsenal, if he pulls it out and he kind of just like, ha!
Sounds like a major PTSD. Like,
No, you got to get used to it. It's like the same way like Batman uses a gun every once in a while. It's like, God, you killed my
Batman doesn't use guns.
Batman uses lots of guns.
Batman doesn't kill, man.
I have literally seen at least 3 movies in the last 5 years where he's killed a shit ton of people.
I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He drops a stick of dynamite down a clown's pants in Batman Returns.
He kills fucking Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, and then he kills at least like 2 or 3 people in Dark Knight. And let's not even talk about Dark Knight Rises.
Right.
He kills Talia al Ghul. He shoots her with a Gatling gun.
He shoots her car, which causes her to crash, which then kills her.
No, he shoots her in the car, like while she's driving away. Like she's got bullet wounds when he like pulls her. Was like, "What's wrong with you? We had sexy time, remember?" That's how that scene went, right?
She's not dead. She's at a farm.
Verbatim.
Jesus Christ. Do you not know what death is?
They're not dead. No, Batman, they're dead.
For those that reference, it's college humor, and those are fucking hilarious.
Bad man.
My favorite's still one of their first ones where he's finding his voice. Hello, governor.
Hello, governor.
It's like, no.
All right.
So, Phil, what are you reading?
What am I reading? I'm so glad you asked, Andy.
Pitching it out to you.
There's the song.
Well, I've talked about Saga plenty of times in previous episodes, so if you're not reading Saga right now, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I'm going to just move along from that. After our talk with our good friend Keith Breeden, one of the gentlemen who works at World's Greatest Comics, I picked up Dark Arc. I can't remember the name of the studio, Andy. I think you have it memorized. Aftershock. Aftershock does this book. So it is a amazing like telling of so we all know the story of Noah and how Noah's Ark and put all 2 animals 2 by 2 and then they inbred and they all made like lots of little baby animals and all that shit. Blah blah blah. This is an evil ark with the monsters like vampires and manticores and fucking like harpies and demons and shit. And even there are unicorns, but all the mystical and supernatural creatures are on this ark. And the guy who built the evil Dark Ark is like a necromancer, human sorcerer who was tasked by the devil to like save all these evil creatures so that once the floods recede, they can hunt humanity and all the nice creatures that Noah saved, basically.
That reminds me of me, myself.
It's pretty cool so far. Like a lot of the evil creatures on the ark are like characters, and they brought like humans along on the ark to like feed them as they're journeying, and it's very interesting like take on like the mythology of Noah's Ark. The art is very good. I really enjoy the aesthetic of it, but it's really fucked up. Like, and they just meant like. I don't really want to go into spoilers too much, but if you're into like things that kind of like take a different perspective on already existing stories and put like a really fucked up twist on it, then check Dark Arc. I highly recommend checking out. Very cool Aftershock book. Another book I'm reading is called Uber. And it is Uber, like the German word, like super.
Did they do new stuff for it?
The Uber is still coming out monthly, my friend. So Uber is a
I know I enjoyed it when it started. It's great.
So for those of you not aware, Uber is you gotta get past the alt-right cover because this is a book about like World War II and like what if scenario, and it very much opens up with like the Nazis have like found a way to create superhumans using like some alien formula they got from space. And that part is completely glossed over. The only thing they focus on is like the Nazis have created 3, like Sigmund, Siegfried, and Sieglinde. They call them battleships, and they are like fucking uber power. Not just a clever title. They're uber powerful superhumans that can like change molecular structures by looking at them and create lightning force fields, and they're invincible. And they're super fast and crazy strong.
Right. I was gonna say, like, mind you, like this started in like 2013, so well before good old Donnie Trump decided he wanted to run for president.
Yeah, before he decided to resurrect actual Nazis.
Right.
But once again, this comic does not glorify the right. It does not glorify the Third Reich. It is the Nazis are the villains. They are very much monsters. But it starts off with them having these superpowers, and it completely changes the course of the war. And the comic book reads like a report of battles taking place, and some of them, and it actually follows like a semi-historical aspect of battles that took place during World War II. And then they insert like superhumans, and it's like, this is how the battle went down this way.
Nice.
So it all turns into like the Americans and the British, like it starts like a superhero arms race. They need to find a way to like copy the procedure, and they make their own superhumans, different types of superhumans to fight off the Nazis. And the Japanese are involved, obviously, because it's a multi-tiered front. But Uber basically is a complete retelling of how World War II went down. You throw in superhumans, and it's very interesting. And I'm a history buff, and it's also good to remember that there are monsters out there. So I read this book pretty regularly. The Russians are probably one of my favorite fronts in the story. They're very cool with what they do with their superhumans. The Americans fucked up. So no spoilers. Another comic I'm reading is called East of West.
I love East of West.
Believe this is an Image comic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tim.
It's Image.
It is Image. So East of West, and there aren't a lot of issues.
No, it's up to 35.
This comic has taken some hiatuses.
Yeah.
It's taken some breaks in between. So it's been going on for like 3 or 4 years, but you only got like 37 issues in a row. Anyway,
Try not to ride any on the way out to the parking lot.
The premise is the main character is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Death, and he is on a hunt to find his wife and son. And the comic opens up with the other 3 horsemen of the apocalypse being reborn, because apparently they can like reincarnate whenever they die. And Death is like a chalk white. And then you have War, Famine, and Pestilence. And they're blue, green, and red, respectively. They are like nihilistic murder machines, but they like when they like come out of the ground, they're like children. But they age like incredibly quickly as the story progresses, and they're like hunting Death because he's the one who killed them and betrayed them. So you have like grown up Death from the last incarnation, and then you have the other horseman of the apocalypse trying to hunt down Death as he goes to this like crazy post-apocalyptic setting where like, and it all takes place in North America, but it's been like divided into kingdoms. You've got like the Bayou Kingdom, and then you've got like the old Native Americans who have like taken over the entire Wild West, who have also embraced like crazy awesome technology. And then you have like the New York area. It's hard to explain, but it's incredible. It is not a normal scape. Like the kingdoms are not anything that resemble anything by today's standards. It's like the deep future. And the comic is like shifted into these parts where they talk about like you deserve what's coming to you. The apocalypse is on its way. Like, and that's all these like infighting between these groups, and they just don't know the bigger picture that's like coming with the horsemen of the apocalypse. Like everyone's fucked, but Death is just like, I don't want any of that. I just want my wife and my kid.
Interesting.
Sort of like you have a grand destiny, but fuck that. I'd rather live the simple life.
Yeah, because I think it's Jonathan Hickman that writes it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Couldn't remember if it was Jonathan Hickman or Rick Remender, but I think it's Hickman. It's real good.
This is probably one of my favorite titles right now, and it's not a cape and spandex story at all, which really sets it apart from a lot of the other titles out there. But and the best part is, because of all the hiatuses, it's very easy to catch up on. It's only well, it's less than 40 issues. That's
something like
very.
that.
Yeah.
You can binge it,
Because
Andy.
I think it's like up to 6 volumes right now because it's one that I read and trade.
Yep.
I have
Where
all
it is
6.
currently is very interesting. I once again, no spoilers, but it's a lot of it's supernatural, it's sci-fi, it's fantasy, it's like grandiose biblical shit. Like it's very high epic storytelling. I really enjoy it. All right, last one, and then I'll shut my mouth. This one, and I swear to God, if any of you make fun of me for this, I'm going to reach through the internet and I'm going to kill you with my psychic powers.
I'm ready.
And don't you look like you're starting a marathon?
Gotta stretch for this.
I'm reading Boom Studios' Power Rangers Shattered Grid.
Really?
Don't bother me. Actually, I'm not shocked that you're reading a Power Rangers comic book.
There are two titles. It's Go-Go Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And who just fucking who just made that noise? Who just scoffed?
Well, the reason I scoffed was because it just the theme song played in my head.
Sure, we'll
You
go
just
with
said
that
Go-Go
for now.
Power Rangers, all of a sudden you're...
I heard Go Power Rangers.
All right, you're gonna make fun of me, but I'll lay this out for you. This is one of the best titles I'm reading right now.
Is it like Violent Power Rangers?
Actually, yes. Boom Studios has taken Power Rangers and thrown it into a more I don't want to say adult, but it's definitely more mature.
It's kind of what they did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because it was like kid friendly for a while, and then IDW got it, and they're like, no, we're gonna make it like how it used to be.
You know what? I would watch a rated R Power Rangers movie.
Well, because didn't they kill off Tommy or something like that?
Stop spoilers. All right. So the premise right now, it's both of these titles started out with like your typical Power Rangers fare, but they were a little bit more mature and like their emotional dealings. It wasn't like, man, life is hard today. Let's go to the Jamba Juice. Like that shit's gone. Like it's not like the show was. It is super powered Power Ranger people, but it's no longer like, man, did you get your homework done? Man, life is tough.
What are Bulk and Skull doing today?
Actually, Bulk and Skull are actually kind of cool parts of the story. They're not complete pieces of shit.
Well,
shit. Misogynistic, borderline rapists like they were in the
They
show
were a little
back in the
rapey.
90s. The very first episode, they literally try to like beat up the Pink Ranger because she won't go on a date with Bulk. That's fucking assault, brother. So all that shit's gone, and it opens up with like the dawn of the Green Ranger. Like Tommy has just finished being evil, and now he's like a normal part of the team. The spell got broken. Like that's where Mighty Morphin Power Rangers starts. The comic books.
Okay.
So Green Ranger is part of the team, but he's dealing with like being like the bad guy,
being possessed.
And just so you guys know, this conversation has gone over Andy's head because he did not watch Power Rangers.
Andy's also 68 years old, so it doesn't. I'm like, this isn't for him. Sorry, Andy.
Because I kind of did the motion for the dragon flute, and he was like,
I
"What?
don't know what this is.
What is that?"
I was like, are you playing a Ocarina?
Yeah, technically the dagger ocarina was
Ocarina?
Green Ranger's weapon.
How did you pronounce Ocarina?
I think he said Macarena.
Macarena.
How did you pronounce it?
Macarena.
Ocarina?
Ocarina?
Aye.
Ocarnia?
Anyway,
That's Ocarnia. God damn it.
Orca?
if you haven't seen or like know anything about Power Rangers, just shut the fuck up for 3 more minutes,
Pissed.
please. Get through this, and then we can move along with our lives. So the premise is that Tommy's like part of the team now, but everyone's kind of still untrusting of him, and he doesn't really trust himself because he doesn't know whether or not he's going to snap again and become like an evil ranger and kill everyone.
Oh yeah, it's like being possessed by the Purple Man. Like you're going
Exactly. So he's sort of like, I'm one of the most powerful Rangers, but I'm also an ex-douchebag. I didn't know, did I like being evil? Like what? It's very much like an inner turmoil thing until he accidentally gets transported to an alternate reality where the spell never broke.
Oh,
And that version of Tommy takes over everything and kills Rita
nice.
and Zed and takes the powers of all the other Rangers and becomes Lord Drakon. And he's like a white Green Ranger hybrid
Ooh.
who has, he like exiles Saba because Saba is like the White Ranger's sword. He's like, no, I don't need you. And he just like took all their powers And he's the fucking character design is badass. Like the mask is red, and it's this amazing like White Ranger, Green Ranger hybrid armor, and he like rules with an iron fist in this reality. And he sends like an evil black dragon Zord into the good reality to kind of like test them a little bit. And Shattered Grid is the big crossover between all the Power Rangers books taking place, where Drakon, this evil alternate reality Tommy White Ranger, is going from universe to universe, stealing Power Ranger abilities, killing Rangers, and absorbing them so that he can gain enough power to access the Mighty Morphin Grid and change reality as he sees fit.
Okay, this is actually kind of badass.
And the way his costume like changes as he like steals more, like he takes like the Ninja Rangers from like the Ninja Force Ranger universe, and his costume changes and more and like evolves again. And his Zord is like the Thunder Zord, like dragon head, and like fucking the White Ranger tiger chest. And I don't even know how to, if you're a Power Rangers fan, or you ever were, and you're not 100 years old like this at one point, I highly, and you're an adult now, these comics are excellent. I would definitely recommend checking them out. And yes, Tim's spoiled. Yes, Drakon kills their young Tommy. So currently Green Ranger Tommy is dead. And the rest of the Rangers are like, we have to mourn Tommy, but we also have to fight evil Tommy. And they're like gathering Rangers from all the different properties as to like make an army to fight him. And when he steals powers, he gives them to his underlings. So he has like a small army of Rangers that do his bidding. And they look like fucked up, like Third Reich Rangers. They're fucking evil looking assholes.
How long ago did they kill Tommy?
It's been a while. It's been like 5 or 6 months.
Okay, it's past the point.
Okay, it's been a while.
It's been too long. If this was like last week or 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, shit. But it's been 5 or 6 months. It's fine.
But they talk about Galaxy Rangers, Psycho Rangers. They talk about all the different Ranger properties, except for the ones where Tommy shows up again. Like there's no Black Dino Rangers this time. So
like all the different iterations of Power Rangers, they're different universes in the comic book. Okay.
And some of them are different timelines, like from the future and the past.
Yeah.
So there's time travel, there's alternate realities, there's giant robots, there's fucking like laser cannons and giant and people die. Like literal characters are just completely murdered and off the grid. The Morphin Grid, if you will. Like there's old right. The current Psycho Pink Ranger is actually Kimberly from the future, who got mind controlled by evil Lord Drakon Tommy.
Evil Tommy.
It's
evil
fucking
Tommy.
good. I don't know how to explain this, man. They took Andy. I know you're not a Power Rangers fan, but they took crappy Power Rangers from the 90s, which did not age well at all. If you ever look at those old episodes,
yeah, I think it's all on Netflix. Like all every like iteration,
and it is hard to watch now as an adult. But they took this concept and then they made it. I don't know, like somebody decided it's like taking Transformers and like saying, "Hey, I can actually write a good story with changing robots," which they actually did. It's a comic called Lost Light,
which is kind of ironic too, because Jason David Frank, who played Tommy, he just announced they're actually making a new Power Rangers movie.
They are. Hasbro now has the rights to Power Rangers, and Hasbro is super cool with Shattered Grid. They saw the potential. This comic book is why Hasbro went after Bandai to get the Power Rangers license. They saw the huge potential of this story and the way these characters were actually being used. And Hasbro said, this is an underused property that's not being properly utilized by Bandai.
I was going to say the comic is selling. Like I don't hate Power Rangers. You
just don't have experience.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
I was old by the time it got popular. I was older. I was like, no, that's not. It wasn't my cup of tea then. But no, I see the comics. I see it. It flies off the shelf.
It would be hard to get into it at this point since you have absolutely no background with Power Rangers.
Because it started, 93? 94?
A long time ago. Andy, let's be honest. Do you even have a favorite Ranger?
No.
And that right there is the crux of why this would be a problem for you. If you're not remotely familiar with it, to get into it at this point in time might be difficult. But for those of you out there listening who were ever a Power Ranger fan and you're not reading Shattered Grid, now is the time to become a Power Ranger fan again. Trust me on this one. Like Tiger Sword, like do it.
Do it.
And yes, I am a hardcore White Ranger, but Gold Ranger Zeo was my favorite. And that was when he had like the big pyramid Zord, and he had that was when they brought back the old Red Ranger because Zeo,
I'm pretty I had that as a kid, and I played it so often that like when the batteries went out, my dad refused to replace the batteries because he needed to stop hearing that fucking noise. Because I was just running around the house doing that.
Yeah.
So right now, Shattered Grid is getting really dark. A lot of people are dropping dead. But like I said, young Tommy, like the actual main character Tommy, is dead. I'm kind of hoping that where this is leading is they're going to find a way to resurrect young Tommy and make him a White Ranger, him White Ranger, and that's how they're going to take down like Lord Drakon, evil Tommy. And that's kind of like there is no White Ranger. The comic book has not explored White Ranger,
and that's kind of what happened in the original series. Was Green Ranger Tommy went away?
It's because the power of the Green Ranger faded in the show.
Yeah,
and they were like, Tommy's going to lose all of his abilities, but he wasn't going to die.
Right.
He just loses his powers. Then Zordon and Alpha are like, hey, we better make some new shit. I don't know. I know it's hard to.
No, I like it. It sounds good.
Actually, it sounds really cool.
You sold me, sir.
That's the best. That right there is the highest compliment I could say. Trust me, if you ever like Power Rangers, this will get you back into the property, and you don't have to feel goofy about it anymore. You don't. No, I'm serious. Because there are times when you're like in middle school or early high school, and you're like, I kind of like Power Rangers. I still watch that when I get home from school, and people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you would be like,
what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I remember getting home and it would be on TV, and I'm like, why are these people out in the streets with like somebody with a handy cam recording them fighting Godzilla creature type thing? Because it looked like a man in a rubber suit that they were fighting.
Well, because they were.
I was like, this is not.
Well, you were also 16, 17 when it came out.
Oh, I thought he was 30.
What year were you born in? 1952?
1952. He just got out of the Holocaust.
Jesus.
Sorry, that was dark. I think I meant to say depression. I'm sorry. My honest apologies.
Jesus.
Well, that took a dark turn.
So, Tim, what are you reading?
Man, I need to recover from that real quick. I had one question, Power Rangers related. Did they say if it was going to be a sequel to that movie that came out last year?
No, it's its own entity.
Okay.
Actually, they were planning a sequel at first, but because of poor sales of the film, and if you watch the end of the movie, they actually like allude to Green Ranger.
They do.
They were going to do it,
like end credit sequence.
No, yeah, I think it was like a mid-credit sequence. But yes, they show Tommy's jacket. And
because I had a free HBO weekend or whatever. Epics, whatever bullcrap, and I did DVR and I just haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it just nostalgia reasons. I know it's not. I know it's not good.
It's not awful. It's really not awful.
Okay,
it's better than some of the other Power Rangers movies.
I went in to watch this movie and thinking, "Holy shit, it's gonna be dog shit." And I watched it and I was like, okay.
I mean, I also
Bryan Cranston as Zordon is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I also am pretty sure I have the original movie on DVD somewhere in my house.
My only beef is how they portrayed Goldar.
Yeah.
That's like the only problem I really have with the film. But the characters are great. The actors who play the Rangers is great. Bryan Cranston does a good job. And their explanation of Rita being like the original Green Ranger is kind of awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Elizabeth Banks as Rita and I was like, yeah.
Well, and they actually make her more than just a cackling nuisance.
Make my monster growl!
Yeah. It's more than that. It's like she actually has power and is feared, and it's better than the.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Since Hasbro took over now, they are going to do more Power Rangers movies, but
I'm fine with it.
We're doing another reboot.
That's all right. I'm fine with it. So instead of movies, instead of comics that I'm reading, I kind of wanted to talk about what I'm looking forward to that's coming out that was announced in San Diego.
Do it.
I'm really, really looking forward to Grant Morrison doing a Green Lantern title.
Really?
Where Hal Jordan is the main Green Lantern. So they're redoing the Green Lantern books where I think Green Lanterns is going to turn into Green Lantern Corps, and then I think Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is just going to be Hal Jordan Green Lantern, which is Grant Morrison. He's going to be doing 12 issues, and I'm all right with it. Like I go as crazy as you want to. Bring Green Lantern back to where it was, because when Jeff Johns left, like Green Lantern has kind of gone downhill.
I had both Green Lanterns and Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, on my pull, and I got about 10 issues or so, and I was like, you could stop.
They're not the best. Like I don't like Simon Baz.
No.
At all.
Nobody likes Simon Baz.
Simon Baz doesn't like Simon Baz.
Why do you need a handgun? You're a Green Lantern. Fuck off.
Jessica Cruz is growing on me a little bit.
I like her. She's gotten. I like her whole like dealing with anxiety and all that too.
Do you know how many issues I got into that?
Forever Evil. She's like the only good.
Yeah.
I read the first issue, and I was like, "Cool, he's splitting the lantern. They have to share."
Oh yeah, where Hal rips the lantern and gives them each one.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "What?"
Also, he could have just been like, Simon, you're fired, and they're like, greatest issue
Right.
ever.
He was like, "No, they'll only give me one." And he's like, "No, they're gonna be both of you. You share." What?
I don't know how much I like the idea of Hal Jordan having his own ring of will that he made himself. Like the ring he wears is one that he made himself.
I mean, he
is kind of badass. He
is willpower.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's him.
He's
worn like every ring.
He is the only Lantern to wear every ring.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yes.
He wasn't dead when he wore the black ring.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll read anything that Kyle Rayner's in.
Kyle Rayner.
Cap.
Real cool cat.
Kyle's like my third favorite Lantern.
We know you like Jock, Michigan player.
First of all, Guy Gardner he's amazing, but he's my second favorite. Hal Jordan will always be.
Hal Jordan should be everyone's number one.
It is, but he is Green Lantern. Like that's it. Like
it's Hal, Guy Gardner, then John Stewart, and then
I think Kyle's my second.
And then I don't give a fuck.
I think John Stewart's my second.
John Stewart's my third. Kyle's what got me into Green Lantern, because I started getting into comics, like really deep into comics when Hal Jordan turned into Parallax.
How deep?
Balls deep.
So 0 Hour. That's when you started liking.
No, that's before 0 Hour. When he turned into Parallax.
Parallax is he's
the villain in it, but he turned into it in Emerald Twilight.
Yeah, but did he actually say he was called Parallax then though?
You might be right on that. So I'll rephrase it to when Hal Jordan turned evil.
Sure.
We've gone down a wormhole here.
Yeah. And like Kyle Rayner starting was when I started getting into Green Lantern.
That's right after Emerald Twilight. That's because Kyle like becomes the torchbearer after like the lanterns are gone.
Yeah, because he kills everyone.
Plug on them all.
And I can't think of the Guardian's name. The Guardian like finds him in an alley and gives him the ring.
Ganthet.
Thank you.
Yep.
God damn, how do I know this shit?
Andy, yep.
No, it was like about to come out, and the whole reason I always remember him because when we played Hero Clicks, it was like they fucking made a Clicks of Ganthet.
When you guys the three of us started getting really hardcore into Hero Clicks was right before War of Light came out.
Yep.
That was when like the entire set was like all the different like Lantern lore, and I mean. Yeah, I for you guys at least, like who had never been exposed to it, it made you big Lantern fans.
It did. If I could turn the camera around right now, you'd see a giant glass case full of my entire War of Light HeroClix. Yeah, it's like the entire top level is every core.
Giant lanterns of different colors.
Those are bad.
Right over here,
green and
my glass case right here, two entire shelves.
Yeah,
it's green versus yellow, and then everybody else.
Yeah, I have everybody at one at the top. It goes like yellow, green, black, red. For the Star Sapphires and the Indigo tribes up there as well.
So there was a long period of time, there's a few years like in the late 2000s or early or late last decade, early this decade, where Green Lantern was their second highest selling title because of Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns introducing all of the different Lantern Corps leading into Blackest Night and then you have Brightest Day and all that.
Yeah.
So I hope that this kind of builds Green Lantern back up too.
I agree.
I mean, Jeff Johns being so successful on it did lead to a shitty Green Lantern movie because of how Green Lantern was.
We don't talk about that.
It was just bad timing. It was just bad timing and a bad script.
Yeah.
People look at the Green Lantern movie. You try rewatching like a director's cut of it right now. It's not that shitty of a film, but as Green Lantern fans, there are things in it that we did that we wanted that we did not get.
Right.
First of all, you get gigantic poop cloud monster parallax instead of gigantic spider bug parallax, which is what he's supposed to look like.
Parallax came in way too early.
Yeah.
Did you have parallax before you had Sinestro?
Yeah. You had
Sinestro's
parallax
there.
before Sinestro.
It's ridiculous, and they tease the yellow ring at the end of the film.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me you somehow started the Sinestro Corps after Parallax gets defeated? Fuck off! Like it was just bad timing, bad placement, and
bad suit.
Yeah.
Mark Strong was probably the best part of that film. He was an amazing Sinestro.
Yeah.
I don't hate on. I know he is really mad about it, but. I don't have a problem with Van Wilder.
I mean,
Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, not he's not mad enough to, not be in another DC movie. So Mark Strong, he's Dr. Savannah. He's Dr. Savannah in Shazam.
That's awesome.
Shazam!
And Mark Strong.
I
was
like
a
Mark
great
Strong.
Sinestro.
Yes. Yeah, he was.
Like if I could have anyone play Sinestro again, it would still be Mark Strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like Ryan Reynolds, like he was a good Hal Jordan, but it wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
like, bad script, bad director.
Yeah, he kind of got thrown into it. Warner Brothers hired him. The director of Green Lantern didn't want Ryan Reynolds. I think he wanted Bradley Cooper. It was Bradley Cooper or Chris Pine. I can't remember.
Fuck Chris Pine, but Bradley Cooper would actually be a pretty good Hal Jordan.
But Warner Brothers wanted Ryan Reynolds.
If we had a Wayback Machine, I'd get Nathan Fillion.
Okay, everyone would, but you also have to drop 60 pounds off Nathan Fillion in 40 years.
Yeah, I said Wayback Machine.
You need
Wayback Machine.
You need Firefly season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have preferred like Ryan Reynolds as like Wally West Flash or something, but like,
there's only one season of Firefly. Suck it, Firefly fans.
Speaking of Jeff Johns, he is doing also in like October, November. He's going to be the head writer of a Shazam title.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's going to follow, the basic premise of the movie. That it's a 12-year-old kid. It's superhero big, but it's Jeff Johns, and him and Brian K. Vaughan are the writers that, like, if I see his name on it, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna buy that.
What was the title of that? Superior? No, what was the title of that?
Shazam.
I know
Shazam.
Oh, Kazam?
I said Shazam.
Oh, thank God.
Did you say Shazam?
I was about to freak out. Like, what the fuck? What's
Shaq
happening?
is back.
Did I just fall into an alternate reality where Shaquille O'Neal's movie career actually succeeded?
Yes.
I don't want to be in this reality.
By the by,
That universe exists somewhere.
By the by, it was Shark Week.
Oh, jeez, get me out of here.
It was Shark Week last week.
So what was he doing? Some shark stuff with Ronda Rousey?
Shaq is terrified of sharks in water, and
as a sane man would be.
Right. So he got with Rob Riggle, and they did a whole episode trying to get Shaq in the water with sharks, but it was fucking hysterical.
I might watch that.
It was so funny.
If Shaq actually gets eaten by sharks, I'll watch that.
Well, they kept making fun of him because they said he was so big they might look like an actual large sea lion to the sharks.
Yeah. How many times did they say the phrase "shacked and a fool"?
No, they didn't say "shacked and a fool," but they did have several Shaq puns related to him in the water.
God damn it!
And it's Rob Riggle. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah. And Rob Riggle was a Marine, so he's just like, nut the fuck up.
And he's eating Doritos the whole time.
Of course. Anyway, I think that's starting in October, November. And the artist on there is Bill Willingham, who did JSA with him for years. So I'm looking forward to that. Just fanboy.
When's that coming out?
October, November. I think it's probably November because I don't think it was in previews.
No, it's not ringing a bell. I read previews while I was at work today.
And again, another Jeff Johns one is they're finally doing the Three Jokers.
Man, you have a hard on for Jeff Johns.
It's all the shit that, like, he hasn't written a book in a while, and I'll admit I have a hard on for him.
Head of the DCEU for Warner's, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to write some comic books. Mm-hmm. So they're like, okay, Jim Lee, you're up. You're the head. Yeah. And I'm like, I love Jim Lee. I love him to death. Love his art.
Jeff Johns,
you're a good artist. Yeah. Does that mean you're going to be able to
in charge of the fucking
figurehead all of the DCU?
He's been co-creative officer with Dan DiDio. So
we'll see.
Charge of DC.
This is like my same fear as McFarlane writing the Spawn movie. Cool. You wrote the Spawn comics, write the movie. Directing it?
Yeah, like Jeff Johns is taking a step back from the movie stuff. He's still chief creative officer of DC. But yeah, Jim Lee's been co-publisher for like 5 or 6 years of DC.
No, I'm saying
Warner's tapped
him for the DCEU.
I see what you mean.
They're like, all right, you be the Kevin Feige now.
Yeah.
For DC.
No, that's not what he still won't be a Kevin Feige because Warner won't stop sticking their dick in the ink, man. Let the man fucking create. Let him be but Warner's always has to step in.
They keep getting in their own way.
I mean, I feel like that position is more like it's not a Kevin Feige or a figurehead, but it's more like look at it from a comic book point of view, like how they used to with Iron Man and Cap and all that. Like when Marvel Studios first started. That's kind of how I look at it. That's how I looked at it.
We'll see if they do it right. I'm losing hope.
And the last one I was going to say was is not DC or Jeff Johns related. Fuckers. Spider-Geddon. They're doing another Spider-Verse crossover.
Fuck yeah. I want Spider-Verse to be a monthly fucking title. Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, the last shit was insane.
It was good.
I loved it.
I don't like Dan Slott a whole lot, but I really, really enjoyed Spider-Verse. I'm actually looking forward to the movie coming out.
Yeah, the movie looks
great.
The way
I know
that's
why they're doing it.
The way it's done is just unique. Like the animation
animation style,
like cell shading. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to. I know it's Miles Morales, but still, it looks really good.
Yeah,
more than him.
I think this fall and winter is going to be really big for Spider-Man with that crossover, the video game, and the animated movie coming out.
I think the final issue of Spider-Gwen came out today, or is it the next to last? I know it's ending because in previews was #1 for Spider-Gwen, aka Spider Ghost,
whatever the
Ghost
fuck they're calling
Spider.
It. Ghost Spider.
Why? You're ending it to start it, just calling her a different name now.
And also, like, I don't like the whole like national whatever the fuck day. But today is National Spider-Man Day. I'll celebrate that.
Don't shoot your web at me.
I'll celebrate National Spider-Man Day.
Just Spider-Man that hoe.
My hot web, all those.
And then like tomorrow will be like National Stick a Finger in a Butt Day. I don't know.
That's enjoyable.
That's every day in my house.
Not there, Pluto.
Yeah.
No.
So I have a poll. I get all my stuff, but I've noticed lately I've been getting less modern and trying to go back and buying more
Old
Silver
stuff.
Age, Bronze.
Mine's like 50-50 Marvel DC. Actually, I think I buy 2 more DC titles than I do Marvel.
I have more DC on my poll. Marvel, I'll kind of grab off the shelf if I'm like, yeah,
this looks pretty.
Spider-Man's on my poll. Venom's on my poll. But then it's Batman, Superman.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that's Spider-Man related. Venom, the movie coming out. Jesus Christ.
How did you forget that? Is it Spider-Man related?
No, it's technically not. So stop.
No, all right.
It depends on which rumor you're listening to on which day.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say because Venom comes from Spider-Man.
And Sony still, even though Marvel got the rights for the MCU, Sony still owns the Spider-Man rights to the films. They're the ones that still own. Like, that's why Tom Holland was on set, because they're like, yeah, we let MCU and Disney use them. It's still Sony's.
Well, maybe
So
they're
I'm
just
still
hiding it
holding
very
out
well.
hope that, yes, he will be on set, and that's what I'm hoping. God, I'm hoping that Venom will eventually, like Eddie Brock and Peter Parker, both being in the same city and the same profession, are going to come in contact, and a tendril will come out and touch Peter, and all of a sudden he's going to go, he's fucking Spider-Man.
Hey, also in the new trailer they said symbiote.
They
They didn't
did.
say symbiote.
So I was going to say, the new trailer looks amazing, by the way.
The new trailer looks
enjoy
really,
it.
really good.
And they fixed a couple things, symbiote being one of them. And whatever accent he was using in the first one, thank God
like
they
it's-
miled it down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was in the first one, what accent he was trying to pull, but this is
Obviously, like his attempt at a Brooklyn
so
accent.
this
Yeah,
one,
yeah. That's what
it
it
still
sounded
had
like to me.
hints of it, but it was very much more.
He's
miled down.
Australian. Give me a guy a break.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he's getting an accent coach, he'll be fine. But
I like how
I
they're-
think
how
you're still
big
going to
they're
hear
making them.
symbiote. I'm sorry, you're still going to hear that, but it's going to be out of Jenny Slate.
Yeah. Yeah, they are making Venom like true
Yeah.
size, big comic book Venom.
Riot looked awesome.
Right, looked amazing.
Riot was the one with the big blade
Yeah.
arms. You see at the very end of the trailer, Riot and Venom fighting each other, and
They
they're
rip each
ripping
other
the
off.
symbiotes off of each
Yeah.
other, and so the only things I want to see that we haven't seen yet is him eventually somehow getting the white spider on his chest, and instead of just using tendrils, that he'll get webbing as well. And I want to see Woody Harrelson getting
That'll be the end
that'll be
credits.
the very end scene. That'll be
That's
the
an end
post
credit,
credit.
mid credits.
Cletus sitting in prison and the symbiote finally getting away from the Life Foundation and it finding Cletus. And you're just going to see the one drip like, bloop.
I mean, you'll probably, and then his eyes might go red or something.
Yeah.
Or he might just start laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
And then you get your Joker. Right, Tim? Because you love Carnage.
I love Carnage.
I love Carnage too, but if you guys remember correctly, we did our Incompetent
Yeah.
Villains episode.
Yeah.
Tim is not a fan.
No, I'm not a fan of Carnage.
Even though you own Maximum Carnage, you fucking hypocrite.
Why does that make me? How does that make me a hypocrite?
Because you own all the Maximum Carnage books, but you don't
I
like
didn't buy it
Carnage.
because I'm Carnage. I bought him because it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Give me
And
pictures.
like, I never went back and bought them in back issues. I bought them as they came out as a kid, so they're not.
This-
They're like in tatters.
Well, maybe you need to listen to your childhood.
Mine is a 9.2. My Amazing Spider-Man 361 is graded 9.2 by
yeah, I mean,
CGC.
I don't have that. Like, I have Maximum Carnage because it was a Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like,
it was
story when it came out as a kid.
14 issue.
Yeah, like,
Run.
Can you always talk in that voice, please?
Excuse me.
I'm just saying you're acting like I bought it because like Carnage. No, I bought it because it's a Spider-Man story.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Who are you trying to convince, Tim?
We'll try. Like
Am I
we have
wrong?
our anime for Andy. We're gonna have
please,
Carnage
like,
for Tim.
No, just like look.
Symbiotes for
all right,
Tim.
all right, people who are listening to this, tell me like your perspective.
You're wrong.
Fuck you.
He was listening.
You asked me.
I got you, Tim.
No, yeah.
There are books that I own because they were on my pull list, not because I was
Right.
like, oh, a Clayface issue.
Yeah, like,
First of all, fuck you for comparing Clayface and
that-
Carnage.
That was pretty
Dick
sweet
move.
though in Metal also, where they're talking to Bruce. They finally capture Bruce because Bruce goes out, he uses the Bat family, and they're all dressed as Batman to disguise. And Superman and Wonder Woman are talking to Bruce, and all of a sudden Superman's like, he knows something's up, so he just punches Batman right through the chest,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's Clayface. I was like, you can't do that to Batman. No.
I'll tell you right now, the crossover I'm waiting for is I want to see a Sentry wearing the Carnage symbiote. miniseries. That would be like a dream for me.
Didn't
and
he
then
already like rip him in half or some shit?
versus the Hulk wearing the Venom symbiote.
I mean, I don't really hate
Right,
Hulk.
Tim? Wouldn't that be amazing?
I mean, I
love
don't really
Hulk.
hate Hulk.
I mean,
Carnage Sentry versus Venom Hulk. Woo!
woo!
You can call it World War Symbiote Hulk.
Speaking of
World War symbiotes.
speaking of Hulk, because eventually Bruce is they're going to cure this whole immortal Hulk thing. He's coming back, so they've already shown what Amadeus Cho is going to look like. They're changing the way he looks.
Does he
And
have a
he's-
mohawk?
No, he's just a skinny guy, green with like little bottom teeth tusks coming out. Very reminiscent of like Hulk's children from
Scar.
Old
What a-
Man. Yeah,
What in
He
the
looks like Scar.
what in the fuck shit?
it
What in the fuck?
somehow
shit?
they made him even worse, and I was like, "There's no way! Holy shit, you made him worse!"
I can't stand totally horny Hulk. I don't want
Marvel was like, challenge accepted.
accepted.
What in the fuck shit?
man, how can we make you hate the Hulk extended family more? I got an idea. Instead of this regular old zombie Hulk, let's take totally horny Hulk and make him totally emo horny Hulk.
Yes, that's what he looks
We're
like.
gonna turn him into an orc.
He's got like cry
Lord of the
curtains
Rings.
going on.
He does have cry curtains. He's a big green emo.
Yep.
Huh.
And
I'm out.
scene.
And see. All right.
All
Sweeney,
right.
it's your
News.
turn to do a little hateful, grateful.
It
But
is.
wait, does Sweeney have any comic titles he's looking forward to?
Well,
Or
so,
reading currently?
as everybody, and we talked about this in the last episode, I don't read as many comics as my fellow three geeks. I'm not as into comics as they are. But the one I am reading right now is one Phil's already mentioned, which is Dark Arc. I did pick up Dark Arc. I picked it up when we had we went to Free Comic Book Day this year. I picked up a bunch of titles there. So that's currently the one I enjoy it. And when Phil was talking about that, I mentioned a meme that I liked, and it was 2 unicorns on a rock, and the ark was sailing away, and they're like, "Oh shit, that was today." It was funny. I liked it. Okay, but yeah, just pretty much Dark Arc. I'm not as big into comic. I don't have a pool. I don't go to any place, and
Well, of the titles that we've talked about, are there any that like you're really like that we've piqued your interest that you might
absolutely. Obviously, Saga. I want to get into Saga. I'm Dark Arc. The Power Rangers you mentioned sounded very good, very very good. I think I would enjoy Metal. Now that I know the entire story, I'm like, do I really want to go read it?
They're putting it into a trade. Actually, it should be coming out very soon. And I've also heard that they're doing an animated movie of it.
God damn it!
So just wait for the movie.
I'll wait for
because
the
it'll
movie.
probably be better.
Oh, they're doing Hush.
They are doing Hush as a movie.
I just
Hush.
watched the animated Death of Superman,
Hush.
and it was fucking tits. It's the
Like-
best animated.
Which one?
The new one?
Death of Superman, the
Oh.
new Death of Superman. It is fucking.
Oh, I didn't know it
amazing.
was out.
Nicolas Cage
So-
in it?
It is literally the plot of the original Death of Superman, but this time the Justice League gets fucked up by Doomsday on his way to not just
I
Booster
didn't-
Gold getting his ass kicked, like all the Justice League members.
I didn't know it was out. Did it like just come out this week?
Just dropped on the 31st,
Sweet.
and I've watched it. And yes, there will be a sequel, Reign of Superman.
Yeah, it's because they split it in half, right? Where it's
Cool.
Does that mean my Reign of Superman book will go up in value from $2 to $3 now?
Maybe
Maybe
There's like
Tree City.
there's 40 million issues.
Yeah,
of it.
my first print of Death of Superman will go up from $3 to $3.25.
There you go.
Tree City.
I'm just waiting for the Holocaust, the nuclear Holocaust that's going to take place, where paper is all destroyed, and then all those copies get ruined. And I have one of the only surviving copies of Death of Superman. So then it's worth then it'll be worth $6.
There's a random issue of Avenging Spider-Man number 9. It's the first issue where Carol Danvers is called Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Went up from like $4 to
It
like
skyrocketed.
$250. Woo! I got my copy. Anyway.
I got my Red Hood.
Anyway.
All right, so this is the point in the show where we like to break it down a little bit. I'm just kidding.
I was actually going to start singing the DX theme. Break it down.
So I picked 3 today. One I know the answer to, but it's still something I want to mention because it happened today while we were, today. So I'll mention that one first. Today, J.J. Abrams sent out the first picture of the first day of filming for the next Star Wars movie.
It's a blurry shot of Finn.
It is.
No, perfect.
So are you hateful or grateful?
I'm always grateful for Star Wars.
Yeah, like,
As much as we love to also criticize, I guess.
I'm a fan of Last Jedi.
I hold Star Wars to a higher level than all my other fandom. I do. So I am grateful for all Star Wars.
Absolutely.
I mean, I dig that Mark Hamill's officially back.
Well, Mark Hamill is back and Carrie Fisher is back as a Force
with,
Ghost.
like unused footage.
She's dead.
Well,
They said they're using unused footage from episode 7.
right.
Yeah, The Force Awakens.
And they got permission from her family to do so.
Yes.
Very cool.
And I'm sure it'll be very tasteful and
Right.
be a very good homage. Rest in peace, Carrie.
I'm always grateful. Like Andy, I love more Star Wars. I'm happy to know that filming started.
Yep.
That's great news.
Yeah, it started.
Like I said, I knew the answer to this would
it
be.
started yesterday, I think.
Please don't fuck this up.
Yeah, exactly.
JJ's back. I have hope.
Yeah, JJ's back.
As long as there's no Ewoks, it'll be fun.
Right. So I knew that was going to be a softball over the middle.
More porks. More porks.
So, okay.
Stop.
Moving on now to a very obscure reference I saw today. WB Studios, yes, Warner Brothers, is bringing back our loving and also cat-eating friend, Alf.
Alf is
Fuck
getting
off.
rebooted.
Super grateful.
No.
Al from Melmac, right? Al from Melmac?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, super grateful. I love Alf. He's
Yeah,
my
they announced
favorite foul-mouthed, shitty little puppet alien.
Yeah, they're rebooting Alf.
I never got into Alf, so I guess I'm just in the
I
middle
do
of the
love
road.
me some Alf. I am grateful for that.
I have a daughter on the way. I can't wait for her to be like, look, Alf.
Alf, hide the kitties.
I have 2.
Yes, I am also grateful. I loved Alf growing up. And it was like, it wasn't like on when I was a kid. Like it was like kind of as you saw, I was really, really young, it was on. And then I grew up a little bit and I got to watch like, I don't know, whatever it was on. They had like the reruns playing.
Yeah.
So I got to watch it in syndication. I never really got it as like a live. You know?
I guess I was super into it when I was like 2 or 3 years old because I guess I slept with an elf as a kid. But I
bet
don't.
you did.
Yeah.
You slept with a puppet?
Yeah, didn't you?
That's just in the person's hand. You know that, right?
Giggity giggity goo.
Okay.
But I don't remember it. So like I'm just in the middle of the road.
Okay.
All right.
Well, is it you hateful or grateful? Pick one, Tim. Don't be indecisive.
He's so grateful.
Yeah, how grateful.
How grateful?
Yeah.
Ha!
So the meh. So he's a meh.
He's an
Meh.
Andy.
Yeah.
He's maybe.
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 All right.
I'm like 60-40 right now.
Then my third one, well, the one I had planned, I completely forgot. So I had to pick a new one because I was having some stress with the equipment earlier today.
Son of a bitch.
So I picked a new one. And this one, I'm not sure. We'll see how this goes. Kind of references off our last episode with Anime for Andy. An anime I think Andy should watch. I don't know if he has. But
No.
One Punch Man Season 2 is rumored to start in October.
I hate that fucking R word you use.
I know.
Yeah.
But
A lot of things are rumored.
it's very, very good rumor. Highly possible.
Then I'm
What is the
grateful because
source
I
of
like
this
One
rumor?
Punch Man a lot.
One Punch
What's the
Man.
source of this rumor?
I have a secret source.
I was going to say October's only 2 months away. That should be pretty substantiated by now.
Yeah. I want to know where this rumor is. It Reddit?
No, not
Is it-
Reddit. I don't trust Reddit.
You say you have a secret source?
No, it's the internet. It's on a website that does a lot of. They go through and do rumors, and then they do updates to the rumors to make sure that they're constantly current.
Is it geektyrant.com?
It is geektyrant.com.
Fucking love geektyrant.com. And I'm not at work today, so I didn't look at it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was gonna try to find it real quick. But
Yeah, so it is still a rumor, but even if it's a rumor, I'm super excited and grateful because I love One Punch Man. And I think Andy, I don't know if you ever watched an episode.
I watched one episode here with you.
Fun episode.
You remember when we tried to get him to watch that episode? You remember that episode?
No, I don't remember what happened. Fire it up. Is that what we're doing?
You know what I'm grateful for?
Oh, God.
It's fucking August.
Yeah, well, obviously. But what Andy means by that is at the end of this month, we, the four of us, plus his compadre, Annie,
Our production manager.
are going to Dragon Con.
Woo!
She's fired. She ain't managing shit lately.
She's not even here.
For a weekend of debauchery.
29 days,
Of
bitches.
nerds, costumes, and alcohol.
Lots of it.
Lots of alcohol and lots of geeks and chicks wearing spandex and maybe duct tape. I'm excited the shit.
Sexy lady.
Sexy lady.
Sexy boy.
Boy.
Whoa there, Chad Vader.
But yes, we are all excited to get down to Dragon Con. I think we've said it for every episode. since
Every
we
episode
booked
we
it.
will keep telling you.
Come
You're
to
welcome.
Atlanta and party with us while we babysit Tim when he's doing some fucked up shit.
Yes, Tim wanders off.
He does.
I'm
I
actually saving
actually
up
do.
enough money to bail
Like-
him out of jail.
Like, you guys are joking, but
No, you
I
do.
actually
No, you
do
do
just
just
wander off.
off.
I'm just like, I'm gonna do my own thing. Fuck all y'all.
I go back to the room. I'm like, well, he's not here.
Just so you guys know, I have saved up enough money to bail him out of jail. But if it happens on the first night, he has to stay there till Sunday. Those are the
The only-
rules.
Like, that's what happens when you have like Star Trek parties and like rum and cokes are $1.50. I'm gonna get fucked up.
The only time I saw Tim for a long extended period of time 2 years ago
Yeah.
was when he was my handler when I was walking around in my Predator.
And I think we went into the vendors building.
And that was
for
like the
a little
last
while.
day.
Yeah. And we got to a booth that was from floor to ceiling of just pop figs. And I'm walking away and I turn back and Sweeney's just standing there like just in awe. A wall
It
of
was
pop
like
figs.
singing to me. The lights and the angels came down.
I saw that this year the vendor area is 3 floors instead
is.
of 2.
Yeah, it's
3 floors in the America's Mart.
and for those of you who don't know about Dragon Con, it is literally about 70,000 nerds in a 3-hotel host con.
5 hotels now.
5
Yeah,
hotels.
it's 5 hotels now.
And it literally, you have like your San Diego Comic Cons, which is all about like the vendors
The
and
doors
the artists.
open at like 10 in the morning. They
Yeah.
close at 6.
Yeah, it's all about like the people, the stars, and like the vendors. This is strictly for the fans. It is a party. It is
Nonstop.
you can go to a rave at 3 in the morning. Like it
Yeah,
is.
it's like Burning Man for geeks.
It is.
It is.
It literally.
It's nerdy graw.
Yes.
It's nerdy.
Nerdy craw.
Oh, did we just put a new term? Steal that from
I
something.
Patent pending.
I simultaneously like and hate that.
What's that?
I don't care. Wait, did you actually just come up with that?
No, that's been around for quite a while.
Well, I'm
Kind of like him.
Look at how disappointed Phil is.
He was like, oh. He was like,
I was
we're
like,
gonna start
that's
running
actually
with it.
clever. Oh, and
Harumph.
stole it from something.
You bitch. All right. So I think that concludes our Hateful and Grateful with the one extra Grateful.
Maybe this concludes tonight's episode.
Are we on NPR?
Sponsored.
I hope we helped you find some funny books. Thanks for tuning in. Now fuck off.
Da 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 da.
All right.
That's that.
Well, once again, thanks for tuning in to the Hateful Geeks.
No.
No, I was
You
gonna.
stay,
Hey,
you listen.
I was
And
gonna.
then you hit that subscribe button.
That's what I was gonna say. I was literally going to that.
Now.
Subscribe.
All right, now go.
You're gonna stop me, aren't you?
Wait for it.
Now go. No.
Wait for it.
All right. Once again, follow us on every
No.
social media.
Red light.
Please ignore Phil.
Green light, green light.
We are on everywhere now. So please come find us, subscribe, like, comment. We've actually had this week, I think we've had a ton of fan commentary back and forth, and we love it. So please give us more. We feed on your tears and your anger.
I especially require your pain to sustain myself. I'm not sure if you know, but I'm hungry for your hurt.
And so I'm hungry for your squirt.
You rubbed your belly too.
Did you just say? Did anyone just hear what Andy said?
What?
No.
We're not going to repeat it.
Now I have to listen to my own episodes.
Yes.
Said
Yes.
lame.
All right.
Let's just say it rhymes with hurt, but it is of the female variety when they.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. Well, thanks again for tuning into the Hateful Geeks. I'm one of your many hosts, Phil.
This is sweet. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm Andy.
And this is Tim.
And we're going on somebody's Homeland Security list today.
God damn!
This guy gets it.